How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Kazuo Umezz's Horror Theater. This is the episode The Present, and if you guys have the Tokyo Shock DVDs, this is Volume 3, Episode 1, or the 5th episode overall. This is directed by Yudai Yamaguchi and stars Mei Takahashi, Tatsuma Suga, and Yoko Mitsuya. And this series is, of course, based on the comics of Kazuo Umezz, who is a classic horror manga artist. Done a ton of really good stuff, is sadly, though, not known in the US as much as he really should be, and that's in a large part because the books have taken a while to get over here. The printings earlier were kind of few and far between. Luckily for us, nowadays, though, Viz is putting out his works on a relatively regular basis. They released the Drifting Classroom, and now Viz is working on putting out the Orochi series, and Volume 3 just came out a little bit ago. Can't wait to read this. So yeah, I haven't read these particular stories, mainly because I don't think they ever came over here, but it was something, this show, it was something that I was really curious about. I wanted to see what it was like, and this had been sitting on my shelf for a while, and I said, hey, it's Christmas time, why don't I just go ahead and watch the Christmas episode? And I didn't really know what to expect, but boy, this show really did blow me away. This episode was a good bit of, like, hyper-violent insanity, and I absolutely loved it. And I don't know if the rest of the episodes are like that, but if they are, yeah, man, I can't wait to watch them all. I mean, for this one, a killer Santa in a hotel, two things I really like, but the cinematography and what this episode does, the atmosphere, the feel, it is like Dario Argento, you know, the Giallo style meets like Hellraiser, and it is extreme, to say the least. A bit of a look at the plot, no major spoilers, but what happens in this episode, we get a little girl who really wants to see Santa, and she sees something, but the past cuts off before we see what she saw. But the little girl grows up, and we jump to the present, and she's like the only nice one in her friend group, you know? The rest of them are your stereotypical teenagers in a slasher movie that are definitely gonna get picked off soon. But she's the good girl, and she finally wins the attention of the boy that she likes, and all 6 of them, 3 guys, 3 girls, are going to a hotel for Christmas. The hotel is Christmas themed, it's all decorated, and the guy behind the counter is a Santa Claus. But he's a little bit too stiff, a little too imposing, and you get kind of a bad vibe about this guy. Well, they go into the bedroom, and something has been bugging our main girl. You know how when she saw Santa when she was a kid, we see all the Christmas decorations throughout her room back then. And now that she's in this hotel, she's seeing those exact same Christmas decorations again. Stuff from her childhood is in the hotel. In fact, the whole hotel looks like this little ceramic building that was part of her decorations. So yeah, what's up with this? How does this tie to her memories of Christmas? It's really interesting. But of course, the 2 of them, in the middle of the night, hear a loud commotion. They go out, and one of their friends' room's door is completely destroyed. Not just knocked down, but boom, it's on the floor in pieces. And so are they. Santa has totally demolished them, and one of the girls, her final words are something along the lines of, we disrespected Christmas and now Santa has his revenge. And yeah, it is quite the scene in there, let me tell you. And yeah, no, this from here on out is going to be big, over the top, gory Santa slasher action. And I guess let's get into things I liked. First off, Santa's really cool in this. He's a big guy, his hat's like, it's still kind of floppy, but a little bit too pointy, just to be a little off. And he's this big imposing figure, and when you see him, it really sends the message, run or he is going to kill you, which every good slasher villain should send out that message. And you can definitely see inspiration here, pretty clear influences of Leatherface and Michael Myers, and he has a really cool weapon. Part of why I said Hellraiser earlier. He has this star, I guess like on top of the Christmas tree, a sharp, spinny star on a chain, and he can throw his chain at you, and of course you get several really nice shots where it lands in the wall right by them, and they're like, oh no. But yeah, Santa's gonna tear you apart. He's gonna drag you down to his human processing room and cut you up into tiny pieces. Which I guess transitions us nicely into the gore. This is very, very extreme, and it's all practical effects, so they look really good. And they go harder than you think. And yeah, I mean, I've seen a ton of insane movies, but still, this did get me to gag a little bit. There was one scene where it was a wider shot and Santa's messing with this girl's nails, and I'm like, what's Santa doing? And then it cuts to a closer shot and he's pulling out her nails, and I'm like, oh, okay, that got me a little bit. But yeah, this is just a ton of practical gore, a ton of people absolutely messed up, and he's even got this like bucket he's just tossing stuff he doesn't like in. And I won't spoil it, but there is a good Christmassy gag with that bucket. And yeah, boy, if you want extreme, over the top, and yeah, it kind of silly, but you know, it's just, yeah, absolutely insane with this. But with the horror, it's not just the gore. There's also a ton of atmosphere. You get kind of a surreal setting with this hotel. The hallways are a little bit too big, and the rooms are way too big, which does make everything feel a little off. Add into the surrealism, that idea that all your presents are there. I mean, all your decorations from when you're a kid, and the way Santa's a little bit off. I won't spoil any of this, but why Santa looks how he does, and how the other characters like their observations on him, and why your childhood decorations are here. I won't spoil it, but it does lead to a very Giallo style, crazy ending that really does add more. He's not just a killer Santa Claus, but he's got this sort of surreal, unnerving element behind him. That's pretty cool. You get the lights. The lights are very Dario Argento, but it's also Christmas, and you do have Christmas lights like that. But several green and red shining lights on everything. Everything here is just absolutely bathed in color, and it is pretty cool looking. Also the shots, you know, like I said, there's some really cool shot choice, like the star landing in the wall right by you. But there's other cool stuff, you know, like one scene where they're in the hallway and the camera's up on the wall by a light, and you hear the buzzing of this light and you're looking down on the characters. That one's cool. And there's also a scream towards the end where one of the girls is screaming and she's filmed this way, but they also film her that way, and they like cut between the two angles for this really intense, crazy scream. That's pretty fun. And also there's some good bits of direction in here, like, you know, transitioning between the past and the present. They mentioned that the younger version of the girl bites her nails, and she's doing that when we see her again. a really good visual cue that this is the girl who was a little girl earlier and now she's all grown up. That's fun. And you also get, like, you recognize the stuff in her room in the hotel before they even have to point it out, just because they did a really good job mapping out the room and showing you cool things. And they do insert shots to make it more obvious, but really I didn't really need them because they just did such a good job of tracking what was in that room. And also, I mean, one of the things in the girl's room is a little Bo Peep lamp, which it does remind me of the Bo Peep lamp in the Toy Story movie. So I'm wondering, you know, the Toy Story crew, big horror geeks, and there's a ton of horror references in Toy Story. I'm kind of wondering if one of them saw this, like maybe they had a Japanese animator who's like, I remember a Bo Peep lamp, let's put her in the movie. I don't know, just a theory. But yeah, good direction in here, and also pacing. This is a show, so it's less than an hour long, and that's a really good length for this. If they had put more in it, you know, say more plot-heavy stuff at the beginning, or if they tried to drag out the gory Santa insanity longer, I don't know how well. Like, more quiet elements and it wouldn't have had that energy, and I don't know when we get to the big insanity just how long anyone could keep that up. So, under an hour, tight pacing, just go in, jump right into this big insane adventure, bright colored lights everywhere, big music thumping, Santa is coming. Overall, a really fun and intense episode. And yeah, I don't know what the other episodes in this show are going to be like, but now I'm thinking once Christmas is over, I'm going to try to cover these because they're pretty cool. So I hope to get to the rest of them soon. But anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Christmas playlist. And if you guys like this movie, I'd probably recommend, there's a Shudder movie called Christmas Bloody Christmas, which is about an animatronic robot Santa going on a killing spree. If you guys like a good gory Christmas movie, check out Christmas Bloody Christmas. Anyway, there'll be a review for that in my Christmas playlist, what should pop up here soon. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Christmas playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.